calling.
Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. GTU MOE Inc. 3-year agreement. Some GTU members unhappy. President pleased with newly signed agreement between the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union. Investigation into financial impropriety in the Guyana Police Force. Clinton Conway, Paul Slow questions Suku's silence. And fire destroys 2 properties, damages 3 others along East Coast Corridor. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Wednesday, August 21 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. We begin your broadcast with a developing story. Some members of the Guyana Teachers Union are unhappy with the inking of a 3-year agreement between the union and the Ministry of Education. You'll have more details in this report. The same agreement that was rejected by the Guyana Teachers Union last week was agreed upon when the Ministry of Education and representatives of the Guyana Teachers Union met on Wednesday. The 3-year agreement was signed by the GTU's president, Dr. Mark Light, and permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Shanil Hussein Uttar. General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, said that some General Council members of the Guyana Teachers Union are crying foul over the inking of the agreement.
Teachers are crying foul that they went out there, stood in the sun for 75 days, and if this is what they went out there for. We asked for $1,500 for the marking of SBAs. We got $500. We've asked for 300 duty-free concessions. We got 150.
The agreement caters for a 10% salary increase for teachers for 2024, along with an 8% increase for the next year and a 9% increase for 2026. It also caters to several non-salary issues. This agreement is not good enough for the nation's teachers, according to the union's general secretary.
And now, if we're talking about persons who care and persons, a government that wants to see teachers live comfortable, then all of those conditions that we've asked for, we've got the minimum of all of those conditions. And I don't see how 10% will cushion those other conditions that we've not been favorable with. And so teachers are crying foul. Teachers are calling for all kinds of things at this time.
General Council representative of the Upper Demerara branch, Vanessa Kisoon, who was also part of the negotiating team, said apparently not all members were aware that an agreement was being signed on Wednesday.
Now today we are here. We came here with not knowing that we were coming to sign off on an agreement between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education, by extension the government of Guyana. Now the President said in the meeting, after we would have expressed our dissatisfaction, the General Council, the General Secretary, the DGS was there, the Deputy General Secretary, the First Vice, Ms. Mariska Williams, we were all there. And the President and the second vice president signed off on an agreement on behalf of teachers? I don't understand that.
However, President of the GTU, Dr. Mark Light, is quoted as saying that the executives of the GTU were instructed by the General Council at a meeting held on Friday, August 9, 2024, by a majority vote to accept the salary and non-salary package offered by the Ministry of Education.
How is it that we can sign off something when the General Secretary who was present did not agree to sign it? The Deputy General Secretary who was there did not agree to sign. The first Vice President, who in the absence of the President will have to act as President, did not agree to this. The immediate past President, Mr. Colin Bino, did not agree. However, we had two persons signing on behalf of our teachers. I am not aware that that can be possible.
The GTU called a nationwide strike on February 5, 2024 to force government to go to the negotiating table for increased salaries and allowances for teachers. That strike lasted 74 days. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, President Irfan Ali, immediately following Wednesday's signing, said he is pleased that an agreement was reached between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education. Here's Daisy Richards with more.
President Irfan Ali on Wednesday, after the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education inked what was deemed a lopsided deal, said he is pleased that the two parties were able to come to an agreement.
I'm very pleased today that the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union were able to reach an agreement on the way forward in relation to a 3-year agreement.
The agreement covers the years 2024 to 2026. President Ali said his government is committed to ensuring teachers are comfortable.
The development of our teachers, the improvement of their conditions of service, both from an infrastructure perspective and from a personal development perspective, is a priority in the agenda of transforming our education system.
The president added that teachers will see a 27% increase in their salaries for the next 3 years, along with several other benefits.
In 2024, they will receive a 10% increase. In 2025, they will see an 8% increase. And in 2026, they will see a 9% increase. Of course, these increases in these years has an adjustable clause.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
And still in the education sector, Guyana has recorded a decline in mathematics and English at this year's Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, with marginal improvements in 12 other subject areas. Here again is Daisy Richards.
Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Saddam Hussein, on Tuesday, in giving a breakdown of this year's Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, CSEC results, said that there was a total of 11,612 students who registered for the CSEC examinations. The pass rate for grades 1 to 3 is 67.23%.
2023, it was 67.34. So we have 7.4. We have 0.11% we are down by for 2024. 0.11%. We recorded improved performances in 12 subjects, while 7 subjects remain constant.
There were 7 subjects where there were outstanding performances where students received grades 1 to 3, while English A and Mathematics saw a 3% decline.
So grades 1 to 3 passes in English A had a decline from 72% to 69%. Mathematics recorded a pass rate of 31% in 2024. So there was a reduction of 3% from 34 to 31.
They were mixed performances in business and science subjects.
Performances improved in the sciences except for chemistry and integrated science. So we had an increase in HSP, in biology, and in physics. Chemistry moved from a pass rate of 60% in 2023 to 59% in 2024, a drop of 1%.
Technical and vocational subjects saw a pass rate of over 80%, except for clothing and textile. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. In a developing story, Antonia Day tells us now that community development councils will benefit from some $100 million from Guyana's carbon credit sales. However, representatives from several communities have requested additional funding to support sports and youth development.
We'll set aside another $100 million for those communities that are now coming and have asked to be part of it. Some of them are not villages, they're run by CDCs, and some are not fully Amerindian, but they will get small grants.
Vice President Barjagdio on day 2 during the National Two-Shows Conference, NTCC, at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, ACCC. It is important to note that these community development councils, CDCs, which fall under the auspices of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, are being supported by the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. More than 70 CDCs fall under the ambit of the MOAA. At this juncture, several representatives from the CDC made requests for additional funding.
Former Tushau will have received $1 million here at NTC last year.
And when I came in to see, the youth said to me that they heard about $2 million, but they never received it. But immediately I made a lot of calls, and then what we found is that the $1 million was spent to purchase both to transport the school children. And I would have talked with the ministry, and they advised that I do a proposal so that I can get back $1 million for the sports.
Allocation that was made to our village council was used to purchase steel goalposts and also seating facility for substitute. I want to thank the government for this, but this is too little because we need to beautify this sports ground.
We have one of the biggest ball field in Region 10, in Region, and it's very big. We have 2 pavilions, but what we are asking is to like a facility, a structure where we can host games.
The Vice President assured that these requests will be granted. In 2023, Guyana received its first carbon payment of $150 million, of which $22.5 million was dispersed to 242 villages nationwide. This year, villages are expected to receive a 26.5% increase in their carbon credit allocation, totaling $4.84 billion. This will be distributed next week, according to Jack Dio. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
2 senior former members of the Guyana Police Force and the Police Service Commission are fearful that the investigation into financial impropriety in the Guyana Police Force may be running into a wall of silence. Investigators attached to the Guyana Police Force's Special Organized Crime Unit SUCU may be finding it difficult to question a senior police officer who is key to the investigation into alleged corruption and financial improprieties within the Guyana Police Force. This newscast has been reliably informed that the officer was contacted via telephone and an invitation was extended for him to be questioned in relation to his alleged role in the crime. Sources familiar with the investigation have related that the officer under investigation told the SUCU ranks that a specific clause in the Police Discipline Act prevents them from questioning him. However, a man who knows the ins and outs of the Guyana Police Force, retired Assistant Commissioner of Police and a former chairman of the Police Service Commission, Paul Slow, said that at least a statement should have been taken from the officer.
It is in the best interest of the Guyana Police Force for the world to know what has happened with this investigation. It's in the best interest of the force. You talk about transparency and therefore let people know where the investigation stands. As we asked on Monday, has this allegation been put to Brutus as yet? If so, was he cautioned and did he elect to give a statement or refuse to, as he is constitutionally covered to do, not to give a statement?
Slow, in a previous social media post, said, quote, "There is no law or regulation in the Guyana Police Force, the Guyana Public Service Rules, or any other regulation or rule that prevents the police from questioning a senior police officer who is under investigation for a crime, including money laundering and financial impropriety." Unquote.
Allegation was put to him, he was cautioned, he elected to give a statement, and in his statement he denied. These are basic things. You're not going to tell us about the nitty-gritty of the investigation, but if you're talking about transparency, that is a minimum requirement.
Meanwhile, another retired Assistant Commissioner of Police and former member of the Police Service Commission, Clinton Conway, is fearful that the SUCU-led investigation may be running into a wall of silence.
We have run into a wall of silence. Here it is, serious allegation being made, amount to over $1 billion Guyana, and they asked SUCU to investigate. SUCU with no known track record of having successful prosecution.
Reportedly, more than $800 million has been laundered through the quartermaster store of the Guyana Police Force, allowances for ranks stationed in the interior, the credit union, and the Consumers Co-op Society. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Guyana on Wednesday hosted the 20th Caribbean Internet Governance Forum and the 3rd Caribbean Youth Internet Governance Forum. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The Caribbean Telecommunication Union CTU Secretary General Rodney Taylor on Wednesday at the 20th Caribbean Internet Governance Forum CIGF and the 3rd Caribbean Youth Internet Governance Forum CYIGF noted that small island developing states faced both opportunities and challenges as a result of the Internet's rapid global expansion. Taylor pointed out that a collaborative effort is required to shape the Internet's role in the social, economic, and cultural landscape.
The CIGF has played a pivotal role in shaping the digital landscape in the region. One of its most significant accomplishments has been the development and adoption of the Caribbean Internet Governance Policy Framework.
In addition, he stated that the framework has given member states a policy roadmap in areas of digital inclusion, data protection, and cybercrime security. This has guaranteed the Caribbean's unique needs are taken into account while also aligning the approach to Internet regulation with that of international standards.
Another key area of focus will be the strengthening of cybersecurity measures to protect our citizens and institutions from the growing threat of cybercrime.
The CIGF is known as the longest-running Internet governance forum in the world, and this year's forum features a blend of in-person and virtual participation. This is aimed at solidifying the Caribbean's role in shaping global Internet governance policies as part of the CTU's effort to support regional digital transformation. Under the theme, quote-unquote, Reflections, Priorities and Projections, Caribbean Internet and Digital Governance. The 3-day seminar is being held at the Pegasus Hotel from August 21 to August 23. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You will hear in this report that the government of Guyana on Wednesday signed a US $1.8 million mineral mapping agreement with United States-based company Global Venture for the mapping of the country's resources. Anthony Day was there and he reports now.
Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bard on Wednesday said that U.S. company Global Venture was selected from 5 other companies that bid for the contract earlier this year. Global Venture's $1.8 million bid was the most responsive.
It is designed to ensure that we continue our mining activities in a sustainable and responsible manner. And that is what this project will help us to achieve.
According to the subject minister, the project aids the state by identifying where its gold deposits, among other resources, are located. Bart lamented that Guyana's mineral mapping data has been outdated for decades. However, he said in this developing era, coupled with the fact that Guyana is in a position to fund such a venture, mapping is important for future planning.
There is no blame to be put on anyone or any government. I believe that the resources at that time was not available to conduct such a survey till this particular time when we were in a better position to fully resource such an activity, and at the time when it is critical too in keeping with our low carbon development strategy and also to keep our mining sector alive.
Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Nico Thuriot offers these remarks.
It involves comprehensive analysis and documentation of mineral deposits across the country, providing crucial data that can guide policymaking, attract investment, and ensure that resource extraction is conducted in a responsible, sustainable manner.
Mineral mapping is a non-destructive mineral method that involves identifying and mapping mineral distribution in a specific area. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us, there is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Whatever your dream is, Republic Bank can help you make it happen. You can make it happen. Let's help you get there with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Watching the HGP Nightly News, welcome back. A fire at Caldergen on the east coast of Demerara completely destroyed 2 properties and damaged 3 others. More from DC Richards.
A business of Lot 2 Airstrip Road, Caldergen on the east coast of Demerara was engulfed in flames on Wednesday morning, destroyed another property and slightly damaged 3 others. In recounting what transpired, a neighbor said he was just about to leave home when he was alerted about the fire.
Just get ready with my family to roll out my vehicle. Next to the walkers from this yard come and shout me fire. By the time I park my vehicle, when I run, I go in the building. I try to move, I can move.
The man said that the reason the fire spread quickly was due to the business housing a quantity of mattresses. He added that his property received some damages.
Well, I get a little damage on the left side. My machine, 2 tanks, and the wall and whatever now.
A young man who was asleep was awoken by neighbors alerting the neighborhood that there was a fire.
I woke up this morning and hear the same shouting fire, fire. When I watch through my window, everybody running outside. When I look at the back, the fire started, and so come we run out the house, and everybody's on the road.
The fire service was alerted and 2 water tenders and an ambulance were dispatched to the location. No injuries were reported. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
To end our lead stories, to allow access to assets for deceased persons, including money in the bank, properties and credit, union funds, the government is set to amend the Deceased Persons Estate Administration Amendment Bill. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The Deceased Person Estate Administration Amendment Bill 2024 was introduced in the National Assembly on August 9, 2024. According to the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anne Nandlal, if someone dies, their possessions become part of the estate under the current legal system. This estate must go through a legal process for administration and distribution. In order to administer the estate in accordance with the terms of the will, if the deceased left one, an executor must petition for probate. If no will exists, the person must apply for letters of administration to manage and distribute the estate's assets.
We have now given the common law wife that power.
In the event that a spouse is unavailable, a child or sibling may also request letters of administration. The AG added that 2 years ago, the law was amended to increase the threshold to $750,000. This allowed beneficiaries to access funds up to $750,000 without needing letters of administration.
That if the estate, the total estate, is $750,000, then you don't need letters of administration. Now we have amended the law to allow for the person who is entitled to claim the money held by a deceased person either in a bank or any other place to be able to access that money.
The objectives of the Deceased Person Estate Administration Amendment Bill 2024 simplifies estate administration, lowering administrative expenses, and give beneficiaries fair access to cash. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes!
Start packing us, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I good. Drive. Got my phone, got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Exciting news! The capping stack has arrived in Guyana. In the unlikely event of an oil spill, this vital equipment is placed over a blown-out well to stop or redirect the flow of hydrocarbons, ensuring a rapid and effective response. With the capping stack now in hand, Guyana stands out as one of just 2 oil-producing nations in the region with such a crucial safety measure readily available. This marks another significant step towards ensuring that Guyana produces oil and gas safely and sustainably.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Brazil. The Brazilian Senate approved a bill on Tuesday containing measures to offset the effects of a payroll tax exemption in a key step to solve a months-long struggle between Congress and President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva's administration. The final version of the bill did not include a proposal to hike taxes on the so-called interest on equity payments, as this part of the text was withdrawn before voting. Congress approved the bill last year, focused on extending a payroll tax exemption for 17 labor sectors until 2027. But Lula vetoed the measure just to have it overturned again by lawmakers. The government then got Brazil's top court to suspend the law extending the tax waiver, as Lula's administration argued that Congress needed to propose measures to offset the missed revenue from the tax exemptions in order for them to become valid, putting them in line with the country's current fiscal framework. The bill passed on Tuesday following months of negotiations between the government and lawmakers, maintains the payroll tax exemption through the end of the year while reducing gradually from 2025 to 2027. State programs targeting companies' debt renegotiations with government regulatory bodies and the repatriation of resources held abroad are among the measures regulated in the bill. The bill will now go to the lower house for voting, after which it would need Lula's sign-off to become law. While in Mexico, over 1,000 more judges and magistrates in Mexico have voted to join the indefinite nationwide strike that began on Monday amid mounting protests against a plan by the ruling party to overhaul the country's judiciary. The National Association of Circuit Magistrates and District Judges, which represents some 1,400 judges and magistrates, said late on Monday its members will join the strike on Wednesday, after a landslide vote on Monday in favor of the protest. The judicial reform by which judges, including Supreme Court justices, will be elected by popular vote is a top priority of outgoing President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. On Tuesday, López Obrador called the strike illegal and suggested the judges were corrupt while speaking during his regular morning press conference. The unions that went on strike on Monday represent many of Mexico's 55,000 judicial workers. They say the reform would end merit-based career paths. The reform will be voted on by lawmakers from the newly elected Congress next month during the leftist leader's final month in office. Former Supreme Court Justice Arturo Salvador blamed the strike on poor leadership by the current Supreme Court President Norma Pena, who has frequently clashed with the president. Last week, the Morena Party's leader in the lower house of Congress detailed the proposal to enact the overhaul in stages with the election of all Supreme Court judges next year, along with half of all magistrates. The rest would be elected in 2027. Now for some international news. The U.S. on Tuesday imposed sanctions on Haiti's former president Michel Joseph Martelly over drug trafficking allegations, accusing him of playing a significant role in perpetrating the ongoing crisis in the country. Martelly, 63, served as president from 2011 to 2016, taking office after the devastating 2010 earthquake. The U.S. Treasury Department, in a statement, said Martelly, quote, abused his influence to facilitate the trafficking of dangerous drugs, including cocaine destined for the United States, unquote. The department said he also worked with Haitian drug traffickers, sponsored multiple gangs, and engaged in laundering of illicit drug proceeds. As part of Tuesday's action, U.S. financial institutions are barred from making loans or providing credit to Martelly, among other restrictions. Martelly is a legal U.S. resident who currently resides in Miami, the Miami Herald has reported. A pop singer who performed under the stage name Sweet Mickey before becoming president, Martelly had strong U.S. backing before and during his presidency, and has made a living playing shows in South Florida after leaving office, including several in recent weeks. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
GTU Government Inc. 3-year agreement. Some GTU members unhappy. President pleased with newly signed agreement between the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union. Investigation into financial impropriety in the Guyana Police Force. Clinton Conway, Paul Slow question Suku's silence. And fire destroys 2 properties, damages 3 others along East Coast Corridor. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.